Morning, everybody. It's 8:11 a.m., October 18th. Welcome to my channel. Of course, this market is nothing short of amazing here. Now, yesterday, the market was pumped up from Taiwan Semiconductors, right? So we opened up with a huge gap, and that was all taken back. So this continues to be the theme in this market. Whenever there's like a nice move up, a lot of times that move gets taken back. And that's happened twice. So on Columbus Day, the market moved up. The next day, it was taken back. Then the market moved up and then was taken back. I believe, honestly, it's because no one wants to hold and take these things long through the election. It just seems to be the case. Now, I know we're moving up, but we're not like going crazy up and trending up for days, right? Okay, so this is what's going on. Now, Netflix reported earnings. They beat, and they are up 6.34% this morning. So markets went down farther overnight and then bounced. Now we're bouncing a little bit. We're almost in the middle of yesterday's session. So not great trade liquidation right now where we're at. All right. So why don't we get into this here? Shut my phone off. All right. Welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use market profile and volume profile to find structure in the markets, along with supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, and the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the preceding day. This is my edge. This is how I look at the markets. It's a book. It's basically like a roadmap for structure. Okay, and I do this every day. Okay, I do it every day at 8:10 a.m. Hopefully, you can have a cup of coffee, have a cup of tea, and you subscribe, set an alert, because I go over what's happened yesterday, what's happening this morning, news, leaders and laggards, economic calendar, earnings, right? Maybe some upgrades, downgrades, and just let you know the 411 on what's going on in the market. Let me tell you, let me be your little fresh cup of coffee of the markets. Okay? So I do that. Then we go into daily charts, we analyze those, and then the main event, usually 8:30 a.m., I analyze the NASDAQ and the ES futures, and I do long and short trade scenarios there. Okay? That's the blueprint. And of course, once the market opens, there's new data. You have to analyze and assess, and then that's where new data happens, new analysis happens, right? And if I do make a day trade and it's educational, I do post it on my YouTube Shorts. And I also put it on my X. That's at Gonzo719. Okay, and like I said, you can check out my YouTube Shorts and also follow me on TikTok at Gonzo719 Trader, so you can check out all my day trades there with my criteria. They're very educational. Okay, and of course, you don't have to do it now. You could if you want. Smash that like button for me. All right. Don't know who's with me today, um, but welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you're here consistently. Probably Rosita usually is most consistent here. Um, all right. So why don't we get right into the watch list here and see who's leading the pack here. Good morning, Rosita. All right. Let's see here. Now my brain's a little foggy here. I've been up since like 4:30 in the morning, so um, working on gamma levels, and I believe I got it. So that's the reason for me being up so early. And now let's look at these markets. Silver leading the pack up 1.83%, followed by Bitcoin up 1.52, Ether up 1.19, gold's up 1.72, over 2,700 again. I think it's over new to all-time highs. Nasdaq's up 0.52, Russell's up 0.35. The 10-year yield still is gaining traction to 4.1 yield. ES up 0.23, dollars up 0.18. The crude is pretty much flat, and crude's in ultimate balance right now, so it's going to make a huge move, but it's resting. It's resting right now. The Dow is down 0.11. 30-year bonds being sold down 0.16. The VIX is under 20. It's at 19.05. It's at 2 point. It's down 2.71%. All right, moving on to the Mag 7 Plus. Here we go. Netflix reported earnings. They're up 6.30%. I believe they had their best quarter ever. And they got a downgrade today, so which is interesting. But they're up 6.3%, up to $731 a share. Crazy. All right, Apple's up 1.88, Coinbase up 1.87, Nvidia's up 0.96, AMD up 0.74, Meta's up 0.65, GE up 0.43, Google's up 0.43, Snow. A lot of these are up. The only little laggard today is Tesla, down 0.46. Moving on. Top sectors. We got Qualcomm's up 0.82, Uber up 0.64, Cat up 0.28. Now laggard, we have Johnson & Johnson down 0.18, United Healthcare down 0.37, and Procter & Gamble, who reported earnings, is down 0.85. Now I know CVS reported earnings, and they missed some kind of number, I forget, and they replaced some kind of CEO, something like that. Like I just saw that briefly. So that's what's going on there. Let's look at the swing trade list. Who's leading here? ISRG, they reported earnings. Intuitive Surgical. Datadog, I believe, got an upgrade. All right. Baba, that means the Hang Seng probably did good today. Baba's up 3.08. MicroStrategy is up with Bitcoin, up 2.03%. Mara up 1.94. DraftKings up 1.75. Riot up 1.74. The Win up 1. So the China stock getting love again, up 1.64. Las Vegas Sands China up 1.57. Skyworks up 1.47. Bitcoin ETF obviously, and ARM and Alcoa, GDXJ, Lucid, Lam Research, Semi, Applied Materials all up. Okay, who's lagging? CVS. Like I said, CVS believe CEO change and some kind of. We'll get into it. I got the news. Down 11.04. Glad I'm not owning that anymore. I finally cut that thing. It just doesn't move, so I'm glad I'm not. I don't own that anymore. I think this is Western Alliance, the community bank. Down 4.17. This is Bosch Health, I believe, down 3.11. American Express reported earnings. They're down 2.4%. Walgreens Boot Alliance down, probably in sympathy with CVS, down 1.50. Donald Trump down 1.07. All right, those are laggards for you. All right, let's go back to subsectors. Let's go to the guts. Semis leading the pack again. Remember, they were up monster yesterday, up 0.59 today. Okay. Followed by technology, up 0.54. So technology is the largest weighted sector in the S&P 500. So that's up. Communications was down yesterday. It's up today, 0.49. And then there's the only lagger staples because of Procter & Gamble, and it's only down 0.13. So that goes through the watch list here. Okay, I think we can get to some economic calendar here. I'm feeling that sleep, boy. Woo! I feel it. All right. Economic calendar for today. Building permits don't really move the market. Housing starts don't really move the market. That's what's going on at 8:30. Now, we got a lot of Fed speak today. Fed Bostic right at the market open. Fed Kashkari at 10 a.m. Fed Waller at 12:10. Fed Bostic at 12:30. So, I mean, any minute one of these can kick an algo. So we'll just have to be cautious when trading today. Now, today is also OPEX. It's the monthly expiration today. So a lot of money come off the table today, expiring. And yeah, let's get into that was the economic calendar. Let's go over earnings real quick. And let's see, yesterday after the close, Netflix into Certical WD-40. Okay, Western Alliance. There's that small bank. They reported that's why they were down. And then this morning was American Express, Procter and Gamble, Ally Bank. Ally was also down. So there you go. That's the earnings. Going back to here, the juice. Let's see what the good juice has got for us. It says Bank of Japan is said to be seeing prices in line with view, enabling a later hike. Interesting. Like I said, the market went down, but Netflix kind of like revived the market again. Now remember, earnings season has started, so that's about it there. Now let's go to some news. All right, so our news. Netflix rises on strong subscriber growth, bets on higher customer signups. Netflix shares rose in pre-market trading after the streaming giant topped Wall Street estimates for new subscriber additions by more than 1 million and projected higher customer signups for the December quarter. Okay, CVS to replace CEO Karen Lynch with longtime exec David Joyner. CVS Health named company veteran David Joyner as new CEO, succeeding Karen Lynch, who stepped down from the helm of the struggling healthcare giant after agreement with the board. Procter & Gamble misses quarterly sales estimates on weakening demand in U.S. and China. Tesla's FSD software in 2.4 million vehicles faces NHTSA probe over collisions. Okay. American Express profit beat estimate on robust customer spending. American Express reported third quarter profit above Wall Street estimates. Higher spending on its card offset a hit from bigger provisions for credit losses. Let's see here if there's anything else. All right, let's see. Apple is up today. So it says the company's new iPhones got off to a strong start in China, with their sales rising 20% in their first 3 weeks since their launch compared with 2023 model. According to the data from research from Counterpoint, we're seeing strong iPhone 16 series unit sales in China, Counterpoint said, adding the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max models were doing particularly well. There you go. That's why Apple's moving a little bit. And let's see here. Anything? All right, Microsoft. Let's see. Cut target price of Microsoft from 470 to 470 from 45. JP Morgan raises target price of Netflix from 850 to 750. All right. That's what's going on there. Now if we go on to upgrades, downgrades. Let's see what we got here. Upgrades, we got Datadog. Downgrades, we got Boston Scientific. All right. Initiations, let's see. Not much there. Price targets, which has not been great for this. Yeah, price targets are not showing up really that much here. Let's see if I can go to bring up the use the news here. We can go to price target changes here. So price targets right there. Let's see here. I'll just look at anything we didn't see. Nvidia, let's see here. Nvidia price target changed on Nvidia to 150 from 135. Okay. Shopify. I just want big movers here. Let's see here. Walmart. That's not a big mover though. Market chatter. Let's see here. ASML. Let's see. Postpones delivery. Okay. And Meta. Do they have job cuts? CVS. We just talked about that. And we're just looking at upgrades. I already mentioned those. Initiates, nothing there. Nothing really there to talk about. All right, we can move on. I think we can move on to daily charts. Let's do those daily charts here. Let's go to the good old SPY. Alrighty. So, we were all good up here, right? Gapping up, and then boom. So in the day, it kind of went like this, went back up, and then towards the end of the day, it sold off. Okay. Where are we? We still have not hit this 90 EMA daily in a while. Okay. 583.70. 583.70. We are right here, basically in the middle of yesterday's session. So again, we made an all-time high yesterday. However, pretty much sold off. But now we're in the middle, which is not the greatest location. And let's look at futures. Look at that wick. Boom. Because you were gapping up and you went boom right there, right? And now we're in the middle of this range. We're kind of like, look at this balance here. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, today. So that was a fake out. We'll just have to see where we're at. Okay, let's look at the Qs. So here's the Qs, right? Qs, you're like, oh my God, remember, this is last week's range right here. We were over it. Oh my God, we're breaking out. No, we're not. Right? Then again, kind of had weakness, but then got bought up at the 20. Yesterday was all the way up here and closed down here, right? Still in last week's range. Where are we now? 494.15, 494.15. Right at pretty much underneath last week's highs. So just a weird trade location underneath last week's highs. Just a real ugly chart. Let's look at the live look of futures, and you can see Nasdaq actually is holding this range here from like, let's say 206.52 to like, let's call it 202.59. This range has been the range really in the Nasdaq for futures. Okay, we did hit the 90 EMA daily here, but still within last week's range. Have to see. Not really. It's not been an easy market. It just hasn't. Reason being, I've talked about this before, is there's always like a disconnect in the markets. Okay? I think there was one day there wasn't. That was the day before yesterday. That was the one day that I was like, oh, okay, nothing. Once the market righted itself, like everything was kind of green. But it's still not real strong. So that's what's going on. And I believe it's the election, I believe. So it's just you have a different leader and a different laggard every day. And then the market kind of fights with itself. And it kind of, like I said, it kind of kicks and screams to go up, kicks and screams to go down. It eventually finds an area to go up at the highs, the close, or close at the lows. But it's overall still bullish. But it's just not all out crazy buying. So that's what's going on, you know? Let's go to the triple headed monster. Let's look at that 10-year yield. And the 10-year yield's in a range right now. Right here. This little range. You're underneath the 200-day moving average. You're over the 100-day. Like I said, curious what we do here. We came up to this resistance area again, and we're kind of like pulling away from it. Okay, just have to see what we're really gonna do here. Not really sure, but it has. I feel like we have resistance here for a little bit. We'll have to see. All right, let's look at that second head, which is the dollar. And that dollar finally, it's been kind of parabolic. Finally getting hitting the 200-day moving average, getting some resistance here. And I'm not sure how weak it can get. Maybe we pull back to 103.20. I don't know. Okay, just keep in mind that dollar. And with the VIX, the fear gauge, like I said, I think this should just stay elevated until the election. All right, this is people. This doesn't mean, the VIX being at a 19 generally would mean there's fear. I just think this isn't fear. I think this is just hedging because of the election. So it's a little different. All right, we're still at a 19 VIX. Still should get some nice moves. But it's not a typical like 19 VIX where like we're just fearing something. This is more hedging. Okay, because of the election. All right. So that's that. I think we can. I think we can move on to the main event. And that's our market profile, buying profile. Why don't we do that? Okay. All right. Let's do it. Let's look at our. Let's look at what's going on here. To get my trusty marker out, and we'll look at structure. That's what we're gonna do. Okay. So our little profile here over the last rolling week, we have this excess value area starting here, value area, and your little excess from the opening yesterday and the overnight session of yesterday. Okay, price is pretty much in the middle of value area, which is like not the best place to be. Okay, and you can see generally this is kind of like a balanced profile. All right, we couldn't, this resistance here, you broke it and then couldn't sustain it, right? So now, we're kind of in this playing ground here, okay? And price is right here, 59.01 right now. Okay, so you can see yesterday, overnight gapped up, right? This was the gap fill. You opened, you only had this much long. That's an open test drive, drove all the way down, right? And eventually made yourself down, came up all the way to here, and then fell down and closed here. Where? Where, you ask, did we close? Right at the most traded price of the week. That held the market right there. Then in the overnight, you broke it, and now you're up back over it, so that's bullish structure. Okay, can we build the most traded price of the week to 59.10? Probably can if we come up here again. It's the most traded price of yesterday, 59.05. So, you keep moving these most traded prices of the week up. That's just bullish structure. Doesn't matter what price action does as long as structure is bullish. Okay, as long as structure is bullish. I'm trying to look at some levels here, if there's any nuance. There's supply here. Okay, so we do have supply here with value area high from yesterday. Okay. And really, to me, it's going to be all about the supply and this 58.86 most traded price of the week in demand. Okay. Now you got a weak high here, 59.27 and 59.25. We can reach that again. You have some single prints here. So that will be a weak high. All right, but we're not by that. We're right here. Like I said, not in the best area because this is the midpoint of yesterday. And you have to see, right? Because this is the most traded price of yesterday. And I think, and it's all about right now. What I just said, right? 58. It's about the 58. Did I even put that up here? I'm not even sure I did. Like I said, I'm super sleepy here. Uh, let's do long, short trade scenarios. Yes, here we go. All right, so what I'm saying here is there's demand here, and the 58.86, I think it is, most trader price of the week. That is defense for bulls, right? All right, and then you have 59.05, the most traded price of yesterday, and the supply. So two things can happen today. I'm gonna wait to see if we. This is number one. If we can push up here and let's say we get resistance, come down here. You can. I just want to see. There's no acceptance below here, so you could do this and hold. Well, then probably gonna want to get long and see what we do up here. Now the second level is this level. What do we do here? What I would like to see is a boom. You kind of break that supply and hold this level and try to get up to that 59.25, 59.27 area. Make all-time highs, new all-time highs. Okay. Now you do still have this bottom balance area now, and there's a key levels is like 58, 50. It's called 58.53 right here. That would be if we came down there and it wasn't that weak and we just did this. You could also expect, I wouldn't expect to go up here. I would expect to come into here. Okay. So that's the longs. Short side, which is never easy in this market. We are in supply. Okay. And all I want to see really is how we react here, right? So sellers got to defend this supply zone, right? And then remember, sellers want to break this level. So I want to see how we react here. And there's single prints here. So even if we come up here and get resistance and boom, boom, cut through that most trader price, you're probably going to test this most trader price of the week. If you cut through that, you got this demand though. You'd have to really find acceptance here to push down and possibly test 58.53. If you can cut that, you have a straight shot all the way probably down maybe to this month-to-date VWAP of 58.12. Do I think that happens today? I don't know. And remember, today's OPEX. So what happens that you could have some volatility early, and then what happens is once you get into the afternoon, large gamma strikes usually get pinned to a certain strike. So you can see a certain pinning happen. I'm trying to look at my gamma levels here just to see a stock like Apple. The large gamma level for Apple is 235. So even though it might go up to 236, go down to 234, you might see Apple all of a sudden towards the end of the day, you can just see it pinning to 235. I've seen it so many times. It doesn't always happen, but it happens most of the time. So keep that in mind. And that is the shorts, okay? All right. Now, let's look at that NASDAQ. Hopefully I'm doing all right here. I know I'm a little groggy. I still got the reading the market skills here. All right. NASDAQ. Boy, this has got high volume nodes, boy. It's just a sea of them. Let's look at the profile here. So we got this little excess here, and you got value area. 70% of the trade happens in here, okay? Then you got this excess, right? That we haven't been able to really get back to. All right, that's the profile. Now, most traded price of the week, 204, right there. 204. Okay. The market, okay, yesterday broke that and kind of held it, and guess what? Pushed down, and then with the help of Netflix, we're back up above it. Okay. Now remember, we hit the month-to-date VWAP right here, and month-to-date VWAP is right here. Week-to-date VWAP is right here, and we're over that as well. Right? So buyers are in control of the week and the month. for the NASDAQ. Okay. Now, this area here is high volume node. You can see the volume here. Okay. So, in the NASDAQ, we're in supply. Okay. You got this overhead supply that's been pretty nasty. Okay. Made here, touched almost here. Okay. That's what's going on. So we got 204.76. Okay. Inventory doesn't matter. All that really matters is 204, and we have a big demand here. Now remember, if you look at this range is kind of like this. Okay. And the key level up here is like this gap still unfilled at 206. Is that 206? Yeah, 206.92, I think. All right. So you're just not in a great area here, but you are in supply from yesterday at the top of the range. I'm trying to see some levels here that we can talk about. So we do actually have a weak high here because this is value area high from yesterday. This is value area low here. So 70% of the trade of the session yesterday happened here. Okay. So this is weak. So it's 204.75 right here. Right here. We're right there right now. And right in supply. So really, sellers got to defend this area with supply. Okay. Buyers want to break this, and you got single prints up here. You can try to get into this supply. Okay. That's what we got going there. Now on the flip side, there's not really, well, there is the big 204, but then you have demand, big demand zone here. So really, you just want to see buyers defend this. If you lose that, you maybe have to test this area again. Okay. So, like I said, you're by the middle of yesterday's session. Not the best area. Okay. And you can see what we did yesterday. Opened up, pretty much had no long activity and just drove. Like I said, we all popped up, but then we came back, closed here, where? Right, demonstrator price of the week and yesterday. Okay. But now we're back over this level, and it just makes the market like it's not in the best location to read it. You got to wait and see what the market's going to do. Okay, so let's get right into scenarios. All right. Here we go. We'll go with the bull case. All right, it's all about this level, 204. So 204, the most traded price of the week and yesterday. I want to see that hold. You got a little bit of demand in here. You want to see it hold. So if price comes up here, pushes down, even this, there's another high volume node at 204.40. So we really want to see the reaction. If it holds, we can make a run up to these single prints into these highs up here and see what we can do into the supply. Okay. That's one. Okay. Now you can always even hold this right here too. This 204.50 and go up. So that's would be bullish, right? You lose this level. I wouldn't want to lose this level and have these high volume nodes be above me. I wouldn't want to be down here to get through those again. But obviously you could come down here. There's another high volume node down here, 202.50 and the month-to-day VWAP. And if the market's not that weak, this is kind of like balance lows. You could find yourself to come back here if you do that. All right. Now as far as the short side, okay, you have it right here. So you got supply, and we know we have the weak high here, right there. So sellers want to defend this supply. Okay, so we can push up into here, lower high, lower high. Now you know you have buyers from down here. You could have a nice correction down to this big level in demand. Now this, like I said, won't be easy to just cut through. So you kind of want to cut through, pull back, hold under it, and then maybe you can test that 202, that balance low. and you got month to day VWAP you'd have to cut through. And maybe you go to 201.50, which is the most traded price of the month. If you break that, you go down to 250, 20050. I don't know if that happens or not at all, but you have to keep that in the cards. Now, one other thing that could happen is we do kind of like come here, hold, push up into this supply, maybe break these highs. This supply is a pretty strong one though. And then tap this, and then we go right back to the mean for Friday. All right, that's what I'm seeing. Hope you guys enjoyed that analysis. If you can, smash that like button. Smash it. Smash it. Hopefully I wasn't too sleepy. Hopefully I wasn't too sleepy for you guys. Let's see something here. Alrighty. Alright, so have our plan, right? We have our plan. And just join me every day at 8, 10 a.m. If you were new today, just hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 2K. Man, I wish I had 2K. Alright. That would mean a lot. And I don't even know if I told you this because that's why I'm sleepy. Smash the like button. I probably said it already. But you can also follow me on X at Console719. I post my trades there. YouTube Shorts as well. And TikTok, Console719 Trader. So today, sit back. It's OPEX. Like I said, could have some early volatility followed by some non-volatility, some pinning. The pinning doesn't have to happen, but that's what typically happens. Okay? So, hope everybody has a great Friday. Remember, no trade's a trade. Be patient. And I'm always trying to work on my patience. And everybody have a great weekend, and I'll see everybody on Monday.